Everybody, welcome back to another episode here on Heartletics. This is your man, Coach Joe, and today's episode, we're going to be talking all about life's curveballs and the reality that is bound to happen to you on your health and fitness journey. It happens to everybody, right? Every dog has its day, even myself included, somebody that's very consistent with taking action and showing up each and every day, doing what I need to do to be successful, to, let's just say, maintain around 10% body fat, have the mental confidence, right, to achieve my goals and be the best version of myself, right? Every dog has its day, including myself. So we're going to be talking all about life's curveballs and the importance of this, because it all boils down to a greater understanding of just, hey, at the end of the day, this is life. You're just going to have some good days. You're going to have some bad days. Life is going to knock you down plenty of times. But here's the thing. And maybe this has happened to you plenty of times in your health and fitness journey where you feel like you're doing all the right things. But yet every time you do something, life throws you these curveballs. Meaning, like, let's say you're trying to diet or trying to better yourself and, focus on working out more, whatever the case may be. And let's say life throws you some curveballs. Maybe you get an injury. Maybe you get sick. Maybe you stop seeing results. You hit this like nasty plateau and you just feel discouraged because you're trying so much, right? And you're just not pushing through. You're not seeing the results. So you get discouraged and you give up. Or something else might happen, right? That just interferes where you stop progressing, okay? And eventually it gets discouraging to where what most people do is they fall off the wagon. They go back to their old ways. They give up. And you have to understand this, and I talk about it plenty of times here, on the podcast episode, the YouTube. It's just like, you got to have that winner's mindset. You're not going to win every game. Michael Jordan did not win every game. He didn't hit every game when he shot. You're not going to have every single day, 365 days out of the year. They're not going to be perfect. They're not. There's going to be times where you fall. There's going to be times where you slip up. And that's okay. That's life. Like, you need to understand this, that everything has a place. Everything. Some things are going to come into your life for either a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I always said this, and this has probably been, I talked about it, I think 2 years ago or sometime last year, podcast episode that says, you are the pilot of your life. And I'll give you guys the quick rundown of that episode. Meaning that you're the pilot. Right? As you're flying this plane, you're going to be stopping off at different airports, picking up different passengers. Meaning people are going to come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You don't know. You might have some really good friends and then eventually you just fade away, right? Like, you get a whole different crew of people, or maybe they do, or you move, whatever the case may be, right? I'm not pretty sure. There's a lot of people out there that still talk to their very, very best friends when they're, let's say, middle school or kindergarten. Right? You outgrow people. People come into your life once again for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But you got to understand this too. On this plane, okay, there's going to be some bad passengers. There's going to be some people that are unhappy with the service. There's going to be some people that's causing some commotions that, hey, once again, they're just in there for a reason, right? Or a season where it's going to teach us something, right? Maybe how to be a better person and how to fly a better plane, whatever the case may be, whatever analogy that you want to use to help you understand that, what you're going through today isn't always going to be what you're going through the rest of your life. Also, when you're riding around and flying on this plane, picking up these different passengers, you're going to go through different storms. There's going to be the turbulence on the plane. And there's going to be times where it's going to be scary. But guess what? As long as you continue to fly and continue to go and not give up, you will eventually reach your destination. You will eventually reach your goals. But if you continue to give up, and maybe you've been a slave to doing that the past 5, 10, 15 years, whatever it is, where you feel like year after year, it's the same yo-yo effect. Lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. The New Year's resolutions comes around. You have this great goal of losing 50 pounds and getting off your blood pressure meds. You try doing all this stuff, but then eventually hit the wall, right? Fall off the wagon and go back to your old ways. Well, guess what? I'm here today to tell you that that's life. Life is going to throw adversity your way. Life is going to throw some hard times. And it's life testing you to see how bad do you want it. So my question to you is, how bad do you actually want to be successful? How bad do you actually want to see results? What are you willing to sacrifice and invest into your health today to have a better future tomorrow? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to continue to give up every time it gets harder? Because here's the reality of it, is when life throws you these tests and when life throws you these curveballs, you got two different things that you can do. One, you can continue to push through and not give up. No matter how hard it gets, you're not going to give up. You're going to continue to be consistent with, continue to put one foot in front of the other, continue to show up each and every day. Guess what? That's going to build up your willpower. That's going to build up that mental muscle for you. But now here's the flip side. If you continue to give up, guess what? That's going to continue to feed into that bad wolf. Or for this analogy, because it's a little bit of aggressive and hey, I might piss some people off and that's okay. Continue to feed that inner bitch, right? You have an inner beast, you have an inner bitch. A good wolf, a bad wolf. Which actions, right, are you doing today that's either feeding one or the other? Who's stronger? The good wolf or the bad wolf? Who do you want to continue to feed? Because every time you give up on your goals, every time you go back to your old ways, guess what? You're feeding that bad wolf. And I don't want you to think like, oh, at the end of the day, like, it's okay, I'll eventually, right, like prioritize my health and get it back into shape. Guess what? These bad habits that you're creating, I'm pretty sure it's leaving an effect on others. I'm pretty sure other people are watching you or looking up to you. What kind of impressions are you trying to leave here on this earth? You have one life to live. One life. Why blow it? Why go through the next 5, 10, 15 years struggling, accepting defeat, not caring about yourself, not focus on personal development, not focus on growing mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically? This is life. Whether you believe in heaven and hell or you believe in God or you don't, you should make it your mission that even if you think that life's a video game, right? At the end, you want to win the game, plain and simple. You want to go through this life knowing that you used all the resources you had and you gave it your all each and every day. Think about your favorite athlete. Think about your favorite movie star, favorite celebrity, whoever it is. They put in the work each and every day. They have their bad days also. But you know what defines them is them showing up each and every day and putting in the work, whether they feel like it or not. That's what defines them. That's what makes them successful. And here's the best part. You could be successful also. But remember, successful people, they show up, whether they feel like it or not. Meaning when life throws them adversity, injuries, bad habits, falling off the wagon, myself included, once again, I have my bad days, right? I'll go AWOL, right, on some fast food and maybe some beer and maybe some, donuts. And okay, great. Hey, it's out of the system. It happened. It got the best of me. I'm not going to be perfect each and every day. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to let that define me. I'm not going to let one day turn into 2 and 2 days turn into 3. And next thing you know, I continue to feed this bad wolf over and over and over again where they're stronger than the good wolf. And next thing you know, I'm struggling to have confidence because I hate the way I look. I'm over 30% body fat. I have the dad bod. I have no energy. I have high blood pressure. I had to start taking all these different medications. No, F that. That's not my life. It's never going to be my life because guess what? This is my life. And I take ownership over my life. Are you taking ownership over your life? Do you prioritize your life enough to take ownership and take commitment? And be committed to making a change, knowing that it's going to get hard. Guess what? How do you become a soldier? You got to go through boot camp. You think that's easy? I don't think so. But that is what breaks you from a civilian and turns you into a soldier. You want to become a soldier? You want to become a winner? You got to have the right mindset. And you got to understand that it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy, hands down. But here's the beauty of it. As long as you're too dumb to give up, you will eventually be successful. Plain and simple. And that's what I tell everybody. Be too dumb to give up. Just don't give up. That's the best thing in my life, right? Where I'm stubborn. No one's going to break me of that. I'm too dumb to give up. When I want something, I put one foot in front of the other each and every day. Even when life throws me these curveballs, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let it define me. I'm not going to be complacent and continue to feed that bad wolf and make a habit out of it. No. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to stop and make the next day, right, getting right back on track. And over time, when you build habits and continue to do that, it gets so much easier. But some of you guys that's listening and tuning in, some of you guys make it a lot easier for yourself because you continue to feed the bad wolf. Where guess what? It becomes easy for you to make 1 day turn into 2, 2 days turn into 3, 3 days turn into 5 and 6 and 7, and then it's months and years of you not doing anything about your health. You can always go buy a new car, buy a new phone. You can't buy a new body. You only have one body. And when you take care of it, it will take care of you. So how are you treating your body? How are you treating your mental muscle as well? Are you the master of constantly making up excuses and constantly giving up and listening to the bad wolf where, you'll tell yourself, oh, I'm going to get started tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, but you never actually do. You never actually get started because you make up some lame excuse as to why you can't. And you continue to feed that bad wolf. Or are you going to realize that this is your life, nobody else's? And you're going to take ownership over your life and take control back and start making today the best day of your life, hands down. Where no matter what, life's going to throw you curveballs and you're going to continue to step up to the plate. Now, it's all on your decision, in your hands. When you step up to that plate, when life throws you these curveballs, do you have coaches and people in your corner helping you, making sure that you're showing up to practice, doing the right things to still hit a home run on your health and fitness goals when life throws you this stress, when life throws you this adversity, when life throws you these curveballs that it will, and it always will? Or you step up to the plate solo dolo? Because you try to be your own body mechanic and you've been trying to master your own health and fitness goals for years. And you have this big ego, right, that says, hey, I got this. I don't need help. I can do this all on my own. I know what to do. But you really don't. Because you know what they say, when you're on the island all by yourself, you only know what you know. And maybe what you really need is to wave the white flag and admit that you need help. That you need someone to save you and get you off the island and bring you back to civilization. And maybe take your vehicle to an actual mechanic that knows how to fix it. So that way you can make sure that you're optimized. You're running and rolling on all cylinders. Proper fuel, proper oil, right? No more banged up injuries. Plenty of gas. Like these different attributes, right? You can insert them in here. When are you going to realize here that you're only one decision away from a completely different life? That's it. The last episode I talked about Coach Brian and how the dude lost 80 pounds. But he was very skeptical. He was very afraid. And maybe you are too, and that's great. Because that means who knows? Right? Maybe that being fearful and taking that risk and having faith and trust, man, maybe that might be the best leap, right, that you ever take. And who knows? Maybe it might be the only leap and the first leap because you never once done something for yourself. I hear about all the time, like, Joe, I'm the type that, I take my shirt off my back for my kids, for my family. But when it comes to doing something for myself, I have the hardest time doing that. Well, guess what? At the end of the day, your vessel is going to run dry. If no one's pouring into you and helping you develop and helping you grow, how can you help your family grow as well? You're actually being that weak link. You're actually being the one that's holding your family back when you decide, right, that you can't do something for yourself and you don't prioritize yourself enough and you're not selfish. You're actually the weak link that's holding back your family. You got to understand this. Just like how Coach Brian said it best, he was more afraid of staying the same. He was more afraid of not taking action on his health and fitness goals. He was more afraid of continuing to feed that inner bitch rather than in the inner beast. The bad wolf that he's been doing for years, trying all these different fad diets and losing the weight, regaining the weight, losing the weight, regaining the weight, the yo-yo effect, the not liking how he looked, the not having the confidence, not having the energy, the high blood pressure, the Groundhog's Day over and over again of struggle with motivation. He was sick and tired of feeling like that. He was more afraid of, hey, if he didn't take action, who will he become in the next 5 years? And he knew that it was only going to be harder for him. His life was only going to get harder if he did not do something to make a change. And maybe that's the decision that you need to make. So that way you understand that when life throws you curveballs, guess what? You're going to still hit a home run. You're going to still get on base. You're going to still progress instead of the same old song and dance that you've been struggling with for years. When life throws you curveballs, you give up. You feed the bad wolf. It's time you take ownership over your life. It's time you take full commitment over your life because you only got one of it. And I always say this all the time. Life is just one hourglass tipped upside down. You are in full control over how fast or how slow you want that sand to drop down to the bottom. What are you doing today to make sure that you're creating better habits for your lifestyle? Not just physically, but mentally as well, where you're building up that confidence. You're becoming the best version of yourself each and every day. What are you doing today to help yourself become that 2.0 version of yourself? Whenever somebody's applying for coaching and schedule a discovery call with me, we walk them through the hero's journey of what is the outcome? Who do they want to become? And how do we help them achieve that goal? So let me ask you this. Who do you want to become? Who are you sick of being tired today? And who do you most importantly want to become tomorrow? What are your goals? Awesome. Write them down. Now, when you have a pure, right, clarity, right, your picture perfect on your outcome, your goal, that 2.0 version of yourself, what are you willing to do today to sacrifice and invest into yourself to become that individual? Does that mean drinking more water? Does that mean getting more steps? Does that mean hitting your protein goal? Does that mean showing up whether you feel like it or not? What are you willing to do? Because I promise you this, if you're not dying to those bad habits that's only going to hurt you down the road, you will never reach your goals. That's a promise. There's never going to be a time where there's going to be a fat loss pill that you're going to take that's going to give you the best results in the world, the confidence that you want, the abundance of energy, the no more blood pressure and cholesterol meds. Sorry, they don't have that pill. They will never have that pill. You need to put in the work. And where the work lies and shows up is mentally, knowing that, hey, each and every day, you're going to better yourself. But now here's the thing. Can you become consistent with that? Can people hold you accountable to that and making sure that you're doing this over and over again until where it becomes so easy it's like brushing your teeth and it becomes a habit? Or are you going to continue to be your own body mechanic and continue to struggle all by yourself on the island and think you know what to do when you really don't? Once again, you are one decision away from a completely different life. Start today with making the right investments into yourself, mentally and physically, to where you're learning how to create sustainable habits. And once you start realizing here that you only have one body, you can always go trade in a car for a new one, buy a new phone. You can't do that with your body. Once you start to realize that, start taking care of your body will take care of you. And this will add years to your life. This will make that hourglass of life drop down a lot slower with that sand. And that's priceless. Guys, I really hope you guys got some value from today's episode. If you did, right, please make sure to share this podcast episode or share this YouTube video with somebody out there, maybe on your social media page, where somebody can actually get some, inspiration from hearing this and take action as well, right? Because that's how we make this world a better place. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And here's the thing, guys, right? If you want actionable steps and what to do next, it's completely up to you, right? This world, you have so many different vehicles, right? That's going to help you get from point A to point B. It's just, hey, do you want a smooth vehicle? Do you want that jet that's going to help you from point A to point B, where it's your own private jet, right? And this is going to get you there in the fastest course. You're going to make sure you're going to have the best customer service. You're going to make sure that you're going to get the results once and for all. No ifs, ands, or buts. If that's you and you want to ride on that jet, well, guess what? Visit Heartletics.com. Either sign up for a free discovery call with me, apply for coaching, maybe download the free fat loss guide that's on there if you haven't already, and maybe you want to, learn a little bit more about how we can better serve you and help you out. But if there's one thing that I can promise you this, is that Heartletics are going to be the coaches that care the most. Heartletics are going to be the ones that's going to get the job done. And I always say this, we are coaches. We are not cheerleaders, plain and simple. If you want results, sign up. If you want to continue to be how you are today with lacking energy, lacking motivation, not liking the way that you look, not liking the way that you feel, and you don't care about your health, then don't waste our time. Plain and simple. With that being said, this has been the Heartletics podcast and YouTube channel. I will talk to you guys all in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scout.